Brijesh, all said and done, Indian politics has never a dull moment. Lalu Yadav has said कि मोदी अमेरिका जाकर चंदन बांट रहे हैं. See, I mean, where...
He also said that, asked Rahul Gandhi to get his beard trimmed.
Yes.
And he said, like, Nitish is saying that and your mother is saying you're not listening, so please get married so that we can join in as Bharati.
How personal is that? But...
See, I mean, this is vintage Lalu.
Yeah, this is vintage Lalu, absolutely. So, now, I want to ask you something. Do you see the problems or the hurdles, the impediments which are there, slowly getting untangled, unraveled as we hurtle towards 22? How much is British time ही नहीं है अब तो?
See,
June का खत्म होने वाला है June.
I understand that that people would want to see the positivity in the sense that it's getting untangled and then there's going to be meeting of minds and from there you will form a unified command which will take on BJP and all. This is all good. But the point is that, the differences are so deep. It is not about taking on Modi only. It is about your own existence. But Congress, see, for these kind of experiment to succeed, you have to have one national party. You have to have one big party which is a totem pole around which all these smaller regional parties will galvanate, and then you have a strong, which will be able to give to the BJP. Now, the Congress is that only national party.
Yes, true.
But the Congress also has, like in the state of West Bengal, how many seats will they be more than willing to give it to Mamata Banerjee? In Punjab, will Aam Aadmi Party agree to play second fiddle to the Congress? In Delhi, will Arvind Kejriwal agree to? He has lost both elections 7-0, so has the Congress. But will they play second fiddle to Congress or they try to accommodate Congress? There are so many inherent contradictions and such stark contradictions. And because, also remember, it's their own turf. They are not national parties. They are regional parties. Mamata Banerjee is only in West Bengal. Powerful only in West Bengal. It's not like she is powerful in 5 states where she can, accommodate some party here and some party there.
Right.
Akhilesh Yadav is the king of Uttar Pradesh, but
will
he allow Congress to eat into his own seat share? And the biggest problem, the good sentence which was said by Rahul Gandhi and all is that he is aware of the problem and the Congress is willing to sacrifice. But how much? Because in the case of Bihar, we have seen that, that the RJD and JDU both got very upset with the local Bihar unit because they were punching off the waist against the weight. By asking for so many seats, they fought and ultimately they kind of pulled down the coalition.
And also the other point is, a lot of people are doubting Nitish Kumar's stability factor, because we have a graphic on that. If we can play that up, the number of times that Nitish Babu actually kind of turned around and did something absolutely different than what was promised. But meanwhile, Anurag Naidu, who's a political analyst, Anurag, a very warm welcome to you. If we can show Anurag Naidu as well, even as this graphics plays of the flops of Nitish Kumar, 1994, actually the flip-flops rather, that was such a Freudian slip-flops. His facial loyalties in, imagine, I didn't mean that, but it just happened, I guess. After this graphic, we'll show you Anurag Naidu.
But then the interesting point is that, see, whenever he has made this flip-flop, he has always ended up being on the side of the victor.
Yes, absolutely.
So
he
it's
knows.
not like, it's like the bellwether, this thing that like this, whichever side Nitish Kumar is, power is on that side. So it's not like, he has switched side and it came a cropper.
Yeah, but so many ships he has changed, my God. Anurag, tell me something. Do you think, is this even practical? I mean, Brijesh and I have been speaking about it, the big elephants in the room, as it were. One is the Congress, because, a lot of people would regularly say, why does the BJP attack the Congress? They only have 40 odd seats, and come on, they are done, they are dusted. But I think they are a very smart party. Mr. Modi knows very clearly that if there is one opposition party which is larger than life and which still sustains, is the Congress party. So tell me something. Will the Congress not have problems with the other regional satraps, like we spoke about, Mamata Banerjee as well? First, 2 questions. A, do you think this is a good thing to do? Number 2, is it even practical, Anurag Naidu?
Yeah, Sudha, I think first of all, thank you for having me on the show. But I would start with this. Brijesh mentioned about Nitish always ends up on a winning side. But there is also a very interesting analogy. The whole meeting that is happening in Patna is on the back of this good victory out of Karnataka, and the trend says whosoever wins Karnataka loses the general election. So there is also a pattern to the Karnataka election. And now coming to the main point, Yes, and also coming to the main point, what I honestly feel is, of course, Congress is a very formidable party. You cannot write off Congress because I often tell people, BJP, even today's BJP, if you see, close to 5 to 6% of the tallest leaders, they are from Congress. Even I was giving example to a very good friend who happens to be a chief minister now. I don't want to name, but I was speaking about the Northeast and I was telling, Congress has this power, once they come back to the center, they can actually take the entire Northeast back again in a single day because essentially they are very strong Congress states. But because Congress is organizationally weak and BJP is very active, and that's why they've kind of, held onto this Northeast and other regions. But keeping that aside, but what I feel it will not work is, this is, you can actually sense the feeling that all the people sitting across the table, they've all lost something or the other personally for themselves or the parties, right? They say Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, look at the body language, it speaks for itself. They know they are in trouble for them. It's more looking like a survival battle. So the optics are also not very encouraging. From a optics point of view, see, look at the TRP. Now we are talking about a big thing happening in Patna. On the other side, we are talking about Mr. Modi's US visit. People love to see. I mean, if you actually compare the numbers in 1 week down the line, you will see there's no comparison. Look at the body language. It is looking like a bunch of people who have suffered a lot and who are kind of coming together as a survival battle. People don't love to see that. People who have seen victories for Congress in Karnataka, or when Tejasvi did well in Bihar the last time around, although it didn't win, but the energy shows up when Nitish and Tejasvi fought together. That energy showed up Bihari versus Bahari. So you get that vibe, of the changing tide. So right now the vibe is, something is going
Sorry
on
to
which is not
interject,
comfortable. Spoke about,
Anurag.
yeah.
I'm sorry to interject, Anurag, but the same was being said about Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar. Both of looked tired, they looked
I'm telling you.
fatigued.
No,
But the
no,
thing
no,
is that,
not at all, not at
no,
all.
no,
Sudha, if you see this Karnataka campaign, because I was based out of Bangalore, I'm telling the same point. When Congress campaign, I told on several channels, Congress had this energy. There are differences, but they put that aside. Every issue, there was a lot of buzz and glamour, but on the other side, BJP was very disenchanted. The control was not with Yadurappa, and that's where everything went away.
all right.
So that momentum and the body language, you can see, Mr. Yadurappa was nowhere to be seen.
All
The
right.
body
So,
language of Yadurappa ji will tell you that they were losing the election.
yeah, but
So
I
clear.
think all
So
this
now,
body language and all is, I'm sticking my neck out. Yadurappa is an old man. I mean, all this is reading between lines. Some journalists started this whole body language, read the body language. I don't know. I mean, things work differently at different times. Syam Prasad Meka, tell me something. Let's now focus on states where the alliances are already in place. We first spoke about how opposition unity is not possible in the two Telugu speaking states, also Kerala, also Odisha and Punjab. That has, those states have 96 seats. Now we're going to talk about alliances which are already there. How does that get factored? States like Maharashtra or let's say Jharkhand, Tamil Nadu, JNK, these have 147 seats. Yeah, 147 seats, Bihar. Thank you very much. 147 seats, and they have 27% as Lok Sabha strength. How do these, like Brijesh was saying, it's all very well, but there is so much of work which is there in front of you. It's like getting someone married.
See, the first thing is this election, as far as from non-BJP party's point of view, it's about three things. It is about setting a narrative at the national level, not an alliance. You should have a narrative at the national level. That's what the Patna meeting is doing. And second, fight it state by state and seat by seat. Now, the Congress and the other parties are in a pretty robust alliance, say in Tamil Nadu, Bihar, Jharkhand, Maharashtra. It's pretty much solidified. The problem states are simply Punjab, Delhi, UP, and Bengal. That's about it. There is nothing. These are the four states. And UP.
So around 153 seats, which are tricky. Yeah?
Yeah, correct. UP,
right.
I think they should be, Congress and all the other parties have the political brinkmanship to figure out something and muddle through that. Because there is no sticking points over there, rather, except how many seats you will do, why should I completely shut my shop here? Those are the questions. The same is the case in Bengal. The sticky thing is with AAP in Punjab and Delhi. While in Punjab, it's actually clear they should not be in alliance. They should fight with each other. Whoever wins, wins
Right.
in Punjab.
Yeah.
The Delhi. And then how do you adjust these two different stands in two different states?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. Tell me your stand on the ordinance. Oh, where were you when 370 was being handled?
Right.
These are all for the consumption of the media. The actual things are, as
Right,
we can see,
right.
these are political parties. They are very, very practical. They're not going to go by anything other than being practical.
Yeah, but politics is also about perception